Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Janina and today I'm bringing you another not so small manga haul because yet again I bought a lot of manga, especially like 2 weeks ago I bought I think maybe 10 manga in like 2 or 3 days because I was in such a mood for buying manga. So that's exactly what I did. And today I'm just gonna show you the manga that I bought. These are mostly boys love manga. There's some shonen manga and some shoujo manga as well, but it's mainly boys love because that's what I like to read a lot because it's mostly fluffy and it's sweet and it's all the good stuff. So without further ado, let's get started with this manga haul. So I'm gonna start with the shonen manga, or which would fall under shonen manga, I guess. And the first one that I bought was the first volume of Demon Slayer, which is kind of funny because I don't even know why I bought the first volume because I already read until almost the newest chapter already, but I still bought the first volume of this, and I can't really like tell you why. I think it's mostly because I like collecting stuff, as you may have guessed already, and it's just nice to have this first volume, and maybe I will collect all the other volumes as well in the future, but right now I'm just reading it online and I'm almost caught up to the manga and I adore it. I love this manga to freaking pieces. I love the characters. I like the character dynamics between each other, and just the fighting scenes are amazing. The main character continues to be a wonderful, sweet boy, and it's wonderful. And I think you probably all know what this is about. It's about Tanjiro, whose family gets attacked by a demon. His whole family is killed by that demon, except for his sister. His sister was turned into a demon though because of this attack, and now Tanjiro is trying to find a way to turn his sister Nezuko back into a human. So Tanjiro joins the Demon Slayers, which are like a group of people who make it their duty to kill demons, basically, because demons are dangerous and all that good stuff. So yeah, I love this manga, highly recommend. It's amazing. It's very tragic though, so if you ever start reading this, be prepared to get your heart broken over and over and over again, because that's what happened to me and I'm still crying inside because of some things that happened in this manga. But yeah, highly recommend, amazing, I love it. Then I bought volume 3 of Black Torch, and I read volume 1 and 2 already, which are really great. This is a completed series. It's only going to have 5 volumes as far as I know, and I think volume 4 is out already. And this is about a boy called Jiro who gets kind of into this weird contract with a cat that is not really a cat. It's kind of like a supernatural being, and they get into this contract where Jiro gets like the powers of that cat. And yeah, there's this weird organization who wants the power of this cat, and he joins this weird group who hunts demons as well, I think, or like supernatural beings or something. So it's really cool so far. I cannot wait to continue this and to complete the manga, and I think I will enjoy the rest of it as well because the characters are really interesting and I love the art style. So it's pretty cool so far, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the series. Then the next are all shoujo manga. They have the feel of a shoujo manga, so that's why I'm saying these are shoujo manga. I bought volume 3 of The Legend of Aspareo. I already talked in my last manga haul about this manga. It's about a girl called Urukul, and she gets pushed into this job where she has to care for a dragon, and the dragon is actually the king of the whole kingdom that this manga plays in. And yeah, they kind of get closer and she gets more and more jobs, and it's just really sweet and fluffy, and not a lot of stuff is actually happening, like not a lot of drama, except for in this volume actually, which I was very surprised by, that like some bad things are happening and they don't get resolved like really quickly. But because this is ending on a cliffhanger actually, this volume, so I'm really looking forward to the next volume. I think this is a completed series as well. I think it's going to have 9 volumes as far as I know, and I'm just really excited to see where everything will go in this manga, because we have some new characters in this in this volume, and it's getting more action, so I'm really happy with how this is going so far. Really sweet, but also getting a bit more dramatic, I think. So yeah, if you like dragons and stuff like that, I think you will like this as well. Then I bought volume 1 of My Godly Admirer. In German it would be My Göttlicher Verehrer by the mangaka Keiko Sakano. And I read this already and it's really shoujo-esque. It's really like a lot of like the art style. It's like a lot of flowers and it's really sweet and people are blushing and it's just like all this kind of feeling that it has. And I liked the first volume. It was not like super amazing or something, but I will probably still continue with the series because this as well ends on a cliffhanger like volume 1, and I'm kind of, you know, on the edge about what's gonna happen next because it's like this typical misunderstanding that happens in a lot of shoujo manga. But anyhow, so we follow the main character who has the body of a, I think, elementary schooler or something. Like she has still the body of a child because she made a promise when she was really young to like this god that they would marry when she gets older, and the god is like, haha, I'ma still keep you in the child body until you're 18 and then we marry. You know, all this this kind of stuff, which sounds really ridiculous now that I think about it. But anyhow, it's not too bad. It's kind of sweet, but the main character is like really angry all the time, which is understandable because the god is just like deciding for her. But the god seems really like into her, so I don't know. I will see how it goes. The art style is really sweet as well. Very, like I said, very shoujo manga typical, and yeah, it's quite funny as well. And I think, you know, the first volume like doesn't always say a lot about a manga, and this only has 5 volumes all in all. I will probably continue with the series because I'm just, you know, I just want to know what happens next. Then I bought the first volume of To Hell with Andhra by Shimada Chie, which is kind of a shoujo manga, but the first volume doesn't feel like a shoujo manga, at least I thought that way, because we follow the main character who is like this daughter of 2 lawyers, so she really tries to live her life in this really correct and good way and tries to do right by everyone and not to get into trouble and everything. And then we have Enra, which is one of the sons of the Lord of the Hell. And he has some other siblings, and they are kind of on this, I don't know, like this kind of job where they have to hunt for souls that will probably sin in the future. But they're not that sure yet. So they have this list of like future sinners and they try to collect their souls so they can become the next Lord of Hell. And like this is Andra, and he has her on his list, so he follows her and is like, oh, you're on my list next and you will sin soon. And she's trying to like prove him wrong and say, no, I'm like doing everything right and I'm not a bad person and everything. So it's really fun so far. I love the first volume. I cannot wait to continue this. It's a really interesting premise in my opinion, and I haven't read anything like it before. So highly recommend if you like, you know, stuff with hell and still some moments of shoujo, because I think they will probably get closer in the future. And there's like some shoujo moments like sprinkled here and there. And yeah, it's kind of interesting to follow the main character and how she tries to prove Enra wrong. So yeah, I like it. Art style is very beautiful as well. Recommend it if you like that kind of stuff. Then the next manga I bought is Mother Spirit by Enzo, and just this is a boys love manga, as you may already guess by the cover of this manga. This is beautiful. I have already read this twice or 3 times. I love it. The art style is beautiful. The story is interesting and very different. We follow Ryuichiro, who works at a university, and this university is starting a program where they want to bring someone from a completely different background who lives in a very different world to this university to like show him like the Japanese way of life and to bring their culture to Japan, and for this exchange student, that's what I call him, to learn more about Japan and also bring that culture, that Western culture, a little bit to their own clan back home. So we have Ryoichiro and we have Kaltaka, who is the guy from this other clan, from this other country. It's a fictional country as far as I understood. It's not something that exists in real life. So we have Kaltaka from this completely different background, who doesn't speak English, who doesn't speak Japanese, come to Japan and live with Ryoichiro, because Ryoichiro is chosen to be his kind of caretaker, to like show him around and help him study like Japanese and English and all that stuff. So they live together in like this really tiny apartment, and they get closer and learn from each other, and they fall in love, obviously, and it's super sweet, it's beautifully drawn, and it's very heart-wrenching at times because they sometimes, like, you don't know where they stand and everything, and it's very beautiful. It's just one volume. You will read this really fast. Highly recommend it if you like boys love. This is an older manga. This is not like super new, but it's very lovely. I love it. And Enzo does like another manga that I really like. It's about the god of bad luck and another guy who meets that god of bad luck. So highly recommend that as well if you like her art and her stories. They're a little bit different from what you can normally read in boys love manga, and it's very safe, healthy, and consensual what's happening in here. So highly recommend it if you like boys love. Then I bought volume 11 of Koisuru Bokun, or I think in English it's The Tyrant Who Falls in Love, or in German, it's Verliebter Tyrann. So we have all the three names now. And this is probably my favorite boys love manga of all time. Maybe I have some other ones as well, but this is one of my absolute favorite boys love manga of all time. It's by Takanaga Hinako, and I have all her other mangas on my shelves. And we follow Morinaga and Soichi. This is Morinaga, this is Soichi, and they're working together at university in a laboratory. And Morinaga, so the black-haired dude, he falls in love with Soichi, who is his senpai, but they have like a really rocky start because Soichi does not like men because some bad stuff that happened in his past. So Morinaga kind of knows that nothing will ever happen between them, but as this is a boys love manga, stuff always happens, right? So that's kind of what we follow in this manga. Their really, really rocky relationship, and how they come to terms with their feelings and what is alright and what is not alright, and how Soichi comes to terms with the fact that there's a man that he's starting to grow feelings for, and yeah. It's really great. I love it. I have not read volume 10 yet, even though I have it on my shelves, and I thought I read it, but I didn't. So I would probably start it all over again because I forgot so much what happens in the volume before. And I think it would be nice to read it again because I started this manga when I was like at the beginning of my 20s or something. So I cannot wait to like start it over and get really back into like these characters and their relationship and everything. So yeah, it's a really, really good boys love manga in my opinion, and I just like this author in general. Another manga by her is another of my absolute favorites, so highly recommend her. She's pretty amazing. Last but not least, I bought volume 3 until 7 of Kami-sama Darling by Kyoko Aiba because I could not restrain myself to buy all the volumes that are out yet. Because I read volume 1 and I was like, dang it, I knew I would buy all the other ones. That's what I told you in my last manga haul. I knew it would happen. So that's what happened. I read volume 1 and 2. Loved it. It's super funny, kind of sweet, kind of ridiculous as well. Beautifully drawn. So I bought all the other volumes. Duh. Of course. We follow the main character who has a boyfriend that is a god. That's just really it, really. We would just follow them, like how their relationship is and their daily life and how other gods come to visit them at their house, and it's just ridiculousness all through it. There's a lot of comedy in it, there's a lot of romance in it. It's super sweet, I love it. The art style is incredible, absolutely beautiful. I have not read volume 7 yet, but I read all the other ones because I can't stop. whenever I start like a really good boys love manga, can't stop, won't stop. That's just how we roll here. So yeah, highly recommend if you want something with a lot of comedy in it, with beautifully drawn art and a lot of romance and just general madness. Highly recommend. You will love this, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, that's all the manga that I can show you today. I am pretty sure there will be another manga haul in the near future because, as you can see, I can't stop. That's just how I am. And I'm always like, you know, I sometimes get into this mood where I'm like, I want to buy a lot of manga and I want to read a lot of manga. Let me know if you read any of these manga and if you like them or what kind of manga you're reading right now. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video and I hope you're all having a great day when you see this. See you. Bye.